So today's class will be about plant irritants. Okay, so it'll be a short class. Okay. Okay. So firstly, about the introduction, these plant irritants. No, there are various kinds of plants, especially in the tropical country like ours, from varying rich and which has a very rich and varied flora of thousands of plants. So some of these are very poisonous and extremely poisonous and irritant also. Okay, so classifying them, we classify them into few categories. Like one is the oropharyngeal irritant plants, that means irritates the pharynx and the mouth. Then is the gastric irritant plants, then is the intestinal irritant plants, and lastly is the dermal irritant, that means the skin irritant plants. Okay, so on the gastric irritant plants we have to study this few plants like castor, croton, apis plicatoris and marking nut. These are quite important, you'll have to study them. So firstly we'll start with Ricinus communis, also known as the castor. I told you, gastric irritants. Okay, these plants are also commonly called as molybine, molebean, mobein, or Palma Christi. Okay, that botanical name is Ricinus communis and the family is Euphorbiaceae. So there are two types. Okay, this plant, the castor plant, is of two types. One is the dwarf form and is the tree form. The dwarf form is usually just 2 meters in height, and the tree form is usually 6 to 9 meters in height. That tree form is most commonly seen. You can see them around our college campus also. Himalayan base areas like all these Nepal, Sikkim, Bhutan, all these Himalayan regions. You'll see various this Ricinus. You'll see a lot of Ricinus plants. The stem or branches may be fleshed or maroon type. Okay, as you can see in the picture, the leaves are long, red, stalkish, and quite large, and palmate lobes with tooth margins. That means the margins are rough. Okay, and they have generally 5 to 11 palmate lobes. The clusters of greenish white to rust flower colors. Colors of the flowers are usually rusty. Okay, so you can see the two forms, the green and the red. Okay, the fruit seeds, these the green ones and the red ones, you can see it's a ball shape with pricky capsules. So the fruit is inside the pod. Okay, the fruit or the seed pod is inside it. Okay, and is usually elliptical and glossy seeds. Okay, they are usually elliptical in shape and glossy. So these are the seeds which is inside the plant. It's usually glossy, elliptical in shape and are shiny. Okay, usually 1 to 2 in centimeter in length. Okay, so the main thing about you have to learn about this plant of Ricinus is when you extract the oil out of this seed, the leftover of the seed is more poisonous than the oil. Okay, the oil which comes out is usually used in lubrication of cars. As you have heard about Castrol, Mobile, and all. So these are usually the oil from this castor plant. Okay, so whatever is left after the oil extraction, that main toxin is ricin. Okay, phytotoxin is ricin and it causes hemolysis of the blood. Okay, so this is the press cake of the castor oil after oil extract, castor seed after oil extraction. That is the most dangerous for this plant, and those press cakes which is left is usually given to moles in the field. Moles are rats. Okay, it's kind of rats, and they eat that and they die. So it's mainly used as a rat poison also. Okay, so the main thing is it's a toxalbumin and it causes hemolysis, and the liquid which comes out, okay, is quite non-poisonous, and but it's a dermal irritant. Okay, the oil which comes out is less irritant and is called rhinolinic acid. Okay, the seeds are less harmless, but it's toxic if crushed. Okay, when you ingest it, normally nothing happens usually because the seeds, the seeds are usually hard coated. Okay, but once if you crush it and the seed is broken, then it's very toxic. So this is the mechanism of action. So what happens is the ricin or abrin or the toxin is usually polypeptide A and polypeptide B, which is connected by a double bond. Okay. So the polypeptide A with the help of polypeptide B enters the cell. Okay. So once polypeptide A enters the cell, okay, it binds with the 60S ribosome unit and it causes two things. That is, inhibits the binding of the extrinsic factor 2, therefore protein synthesis is totally destroyed. And once the protein synthesis is destroyed, there is cell death due to agglutination and hemolysis. So same thing as I said in the earlier slide, there is polypeptide A and B. The work of B is to help A enter the cell. Okay, so once the polypeptide A enters the cell, it binds to the 60S ribosomes. And what's the function of ribosomes? For protein synthesis, right? So it inhibits the extrinsic factor 2 and protein synthesis is inhibited. So since there is no formation of protein, the cell will die because of agglutination and hemolysis. Okay. So usually the ricin has a special binding protein that gains access to the, okay, this is called same thing, okay. And lastly, both type 1 and type 4 delayed hypersensitivity have been reported with this. So the clinical feature, what is the clinical feature of this? Okay, the clinical feature is similar to Abrus precatorius, which you will study later. Okay, the same similar kind of plant. Okay, so what it does is causes a burning sensation in the GI tract, abdominal pain, vomiting, diarrhea. Okay, frequent stools, bloody diarrhea. There's CNS, delayed CNS toxicity involving cranial nerves and optic nerves. There's acute renal failure, hematuria, creatine, creatinine will rise. Then there's liver damage. Okay, severe cases, in severe cases there's gastric, hemorrhagic gastritis and dehydration. And then glycogen stores decreases and GI absorption of glucose decreases, and glucose concentration is also falls. So uses is these castor plants is usually used as ornamental plant. They make garlands and necklaces with it earlier. Okay, these castor beans has been found to wide use both systemically and topically in stimulating milk production and inducing labor. Okay, the oil used from this seeds is usually a monosaturated fatty acids and is used as anti-inflammatory by quacks. Okay, lubricants like machines and engines, as a moisturizer, illumination means as a source for light oil. Okay, so resin and the leftover press cake has been used in chemical warfare. Okay, because it's usually a very toxic poison of this plant, and anti-tumor and immunosuppressive agent, as a reagent for pepsin and trypsin, and as a commercial mole killer. Mole means rat, huh? So usually these are the castor oil which you'll find normally online. It's usually not for drinking, it's usually for the skin. Okay, for as a lubricant. So these are also some of the uses in, I told you it's used as in machines as a lubricant. So this castrol name originated from castor oil. Okay, so the renolinic acid, which is the oil from the castor plant, is mainly used in these cases because for to lubricate the engine. Okay, so the fatal dose in injectable route is 1 milligram per kg body weight. Oral is 8 to 10 seeds, or 6 milligrams are required for a fatal outcome. The fatal period is 36 to 48 hours on an average. Okay, ricin is poorly absorbed and may take 5 days for toxic effect because of its thick coated skin. Okay. So coming to the treatment, many antidotes have been tested, but there's never been a specific treatment, okay, for the ricin poisoning. Same is for croton and abrus. Just remember, abrus and ricin have the same mechanism of action, and croton, abrus and ricin have the same treatment. There is no specific antidote. So what you do is symptomatic treatment, that is decontamination. Okay, you do a gastric lavage, you with activated charcoal, you correct the fluids imbalance with IV fluids, you give supportive measures. There's less glucose, you give for monitoring for hypoglycemia, you give glucose. Okay, the hemolysis you have to monitor. So if alkalinization of urine in severe poisoning probably has a role in preventing crystallization of hemoglobin. If there's convulsions, give diazepam. If there's renal failure, is managed by hemodialysis. Okay, ocular exposure, if there's it enters the eye, at least irrigate the eye with running water for 15 minutes. So post-mortem, what do you find in ricinus poisoning death? GI, there's congestion, erosion, there's renal congestion. Okay, forensic importance is when do you see medical legal importance. So usually it's an accidental ingestion. The children and all, usually they find it very attractive and they ended up swallowing it. Okay, in homicidal cases also you'll find it. Okay, in overdose of castor oil. Okay, castor oil ingestion in pregnancy. Now coming over to the next plant, croton. Croton, same, it has the same treatment as ricinus. So croton is also known as Jamal Gota. You have heard in Hindi, na? Jamal Gota. Jamal Gota usually causes diarrhea. Okay. So botanical name is Croton tigillum. Family is Euphorbiaceae and grows well in Assam, Bengal and Western Ghats. So this is what the croton plant looks like. Okay, the leaves are long, oblong shaped, tooth pointed, 2 to 4 inch, with varying color. It looks metallic color. Then there is a fruit. The oblong fruit is usually 3-lobed. You can see in the picture, containing dark brown seeds. So these are the seeds which are the poisonous part of the plant. The seeds are oval, smooth. Okay, it's brownish in color, non-glossy. Okay, abrus ricinus was glossy. This is non-glossy. So croton also is a tox albumin. Okay, so was ricinus. Huh? It's a and crotonicide is glycoside. The toxic part is the leaf, stem, seed, oil of the seed. Uses the seed oil and the extracts are used as drastic purgative in folk medicine. Means purgative means usually for inducing vomiting or diarrhea. Okay, so these are usually used in folk medicine. So clinical features are similar to castor. It's a dermal irritant. As soon as you take it, there's a burning sensation in the GI tract, colic abdominal pain, vomiting, diarrhea, frequent stools, bloody diarrhea, tenesmus. There's a decrease in BP, coma, collapse, and death. Okay. With skin, it causes redness and blistering, as you can see in the picture, to 2 to 8 hours, and then later it can lead to blister formation. So the treatment, the fatal dose is 1 to 2 milliliters of ml of oil and 5 to 6 seeds. Okay. Fatal period is 4 to 6 hours. Treatment is same as castor. Decontamination, give electrolyte imbalance, give IV fluids and dopamine. Administration of milk, cold milk may elevate the GI irritation. Forensic important, medical legal importance is accidental ingestion. The croton oil may be used as abortifacients in rural area. That means for inducing miscarriage. Okay, and cattle poison and arrow poison and as a homicide. Then comes Apis precatorius. Okay, so it's very you can see it easily. It's also known as Jerichuti bean, Indian bead, Buddhist rosary bead, rosary pea, prayer bead, jungle bead, crab's eye, love bean, lucky bean. Okay, it's very attractive, usually red and black. Okay, but that is when it's fresh. Okay, when it's old, when it is plucked. Okay, when these beads are removed from the plant, then it usually dries up and the color which you can see red and all is lost. So this plant Apis is a climber. Its usually height is 10 to 20 feet. Okay, it's a slender, tough branches. You can see in the picture 5 to 10 centimeters long, compound leaves, 10 to 20 pairs of leaflets. Okay, leaflets appears in 8 to 15 pairs, half inch. Okay, you don't need to remember much about the appearance. This is just for your knowledge. The stems are green, the flowers are pink and purple. So the important is the seed. So you can see the pod has broken up, and there you can see the seeds, which usually attractive 5 millimeters, attractive hard core, hard glossy scarlet red with black centers, and a fruit pod, each containing 3 to 5 seeds. So this is why it's called a prayer bead or a necklace. Okay, so this is how the people used to earlier people used to make a necklace or bead out of this. So the toxic part is the seed, oil, roots, leaves, stems. The toxic principle, again the same thing, tox albumin. Always remember tox albumin, abrin, castor, ricin, anything. Okay. So the rest of them is not so important. The main active principle is abrin, which is a tox albumin. So the mechanism of action is same as ricin, polypeptide A and B chain. Okay. So polypeptide A will enter the cell with the help of B, bind to the 60S ribosome, then inhibit the extrinsic factor 2 and then inhibit the protein synthesis, leading to hemolysis and agglutination and cell death. So exactly the same mechanism of action like ricin. There is inhibition of protein synthesis and cell death with leading by hemolysis and agglutination. Clinical features like castor, same. Dermal contact causes irritation, redness, rash. Ocular exposure causes reddening, swelling, blindness. On ingestion causes pain and blisters. Okay, severe vomiting, abdominal pain, diarrhea, cardiac arrhythmia, convulsions, CNS, depression, cerebral edema, elevated liver enzymes. Treatment part, we have to treat everything symptomatically because there is no such or specific antidote. So the fatal dose is 1 to 3 seeds. Fatal period is 3 to 5 days. Treatment same as castor. Symptomatic, decontaminate with the help of gastric wash, activated charcoal, correct fluid imbalance with IV fluids, supportive measures for hypoglycemia, hemolysis, alkalinization of urine. For treatment of convulsions, give diazepam. renal failure managed by hemodialysis, ocular exposure, irrigation with running water. So in case of Abrus related death, you can see evidence of GI hemorrhage, edematous bowel, cerebral edema, congested liver and kidneys. Forensic importance, same, accidental poisoning by kids. Sui means it's used as a cattle poison. Homicidal have been reported with sui means they put the poison on top of a needle and then prick and later leading to death of the person. The goldsmith also used to use it as a weight for each seed was 150 milligrams, so they used to use in places of iron weights, which they use now. So now coming to Semicarpus anacardium, also called as marking nut. Why it is called as marking nut or dhobi nut? You can see the blue thing the dhobis used to use to mark the cloth. So that is the marking nut. Okay, that is the poison. Family is Anacardiaceae. So as you can see, this is how the marking nut looks like. This is the marking nut tree. It's found abundantly in the Himalayan belt areas like Assam, Bihar, Bengal. Okay, the tree is like this. Okay, the Europeans called it marking nut as used by the dhobis. Okay, so this is the kernel or the fruit of the Semicarpus anacardium tree. Okay, and it's usually used as a substitute for almond. It can be eaten, but the nut is the seed, which is the poison part. So this is the seed which looks heart shaped. The toxic principles are semicarpol, bilavonol and tannic acid. On contact with the skin, it causes dermal irritation, blisters, ulcerations. Ingestion, same thing. It contacts with the mucous membrane. It causes irritation, GI, blisters, poisoning, vomiting. Severe poisoning results in vomiting, abdominal pain, diarrhea, low BP, tachycardia, delirium, coma, and pupils may be dilated. So the use as the name suggested, marking nut is used by the dhobis in India to mark the washed laundry because it's usually insoluble in water. The extract of the nut is used for various ailments in folk medicine, that is used by the quacks. The bruised nuts is sometimes used as abortifacient, means for inducing miscarriage. Fatal dose is 5 to 8 seeds. Remember this is the important fatal dose and fatal period, or 10 grams. Fatal period is 12 to 24 hours after ingestion. Treatment is exactly the same symptomatic treatment. There is no specific antidote. Decontamination with activated charcoal and cathartics. Milk may be beneficial for reducing the irritation, GI irritation. Supportive measures and symptomatic measures. Forensic importance is juice of the plant as abortifacient. Artificial bruise, the conjunctivitis. Accidental poisoning. Vitriolage, that is the juice of this plant when thrown on the face, causes disfigurement. Okay, mainly section 320 IPC. You don't need to remember much. Dhobis, and is used by the dhobis to mark the clothes. So these are the important plants which you need to remember. Please remember the clinical features, mechanism of action, the toxic fatal dose and the fatal period, and medical legal importance, and if you can remember the treatment part, management part also.